So we're out in our hybrid and ethnic basil patch on this fine, dry summer day, late June or mid-June. The main thing I want to show you today is this Afghan basil. Now we had a cool May. A lot of the basil plants are probably maybe half the size they could be if it wasn't for the cool May, especially the first week of May. These Afghan plants are doing pretty good. It seemed like they handled the cool May pretty good. Now they're growing great. Now you can't find Afghan basil seeds. I never knew that basil was a thing in Afghanistan until I saw the seeds on the list of plants on the National Germplasm Repository. And I decided to get them. I was curious, see how it grew, see what type of basil it was. So here we have them growing. Now I don't know much about how basil is used in Afghanistan. I do know the basil seed is used for making drinks with fruit juice in Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is one of the largest exporters of basil seed for eating in the world. Now this basil, it's hard to describe the flavor, but to me it's kind of fresh and earthy. I think I'm going to try a tea with it. I might try cooking some chicken with it. See how it does. But we see these are nice, beautiful, big, lush green plants. Now this variety apparently came from Kabul. There's other varieties in Afghanistan too. Not sure what the difference would be. Now they seem similar to the Iraqi basils over here, but the difference is the Iraqi basil seems to have not handled the cool weather nearly as well and is not taking off, or it could be it doesn't like the soil as much. The Afghan basil seems to like this climate okay and like the soil pretty well. Now there is one downside. I had some of these planted in isolation in a place over near the garden, and I wanted to get some pure Afghan basil seeds from that, and then I found some. I looked at the plants yesterday. They were sick. Hadn't looked at them in a week or so, and there was basil downy mildew on them, and that could spell disaster for my crop, which I was hoping to take a lot of the nice plants to market. This is partially breeding, partially for market farming, especially some of the ethnic varieties, which are more uniform. But with the basil downy mildew, if that hits soon, could turn this into a trial patch versus a production patch. So it's one of the struggles with basil farming for quite some time for many people, is the basil downy mildew, and if it keeps hitting, it's going to be hard to see what to do to move forward with the basil farming. Might have to go to lots of hybridization with the spice basils, the Cinnamon americanum and the Cinnamon africanum, which I hybridize a lot with, the temperate tulsi, which is a Cinnamon africanum. And there is one basilicum, a Cinnamon basilicum basil, that is immune to basil downy mildew, and that's the Marani basil that has these really curly leaves. It has a licorice fennel-like flavor, more complex than that, but that's the dominant flavor profile, and they range from green to this kind of purplish color. Kind of interesting to look through them. So I might have to start hybridizing with that too, and try to select for nice hybrids that are resistant to this basil downy mildew. I have some hybrids that were with the temperate tulsi, temperate tulsi is immune. I have a row of them down there. We'll see how they fare once the basil downy mildew hits, which could be this week because it's been dry, so we don't have conditions for it to take hold. Those Afghan basils may have gotten it when we had a period of rain recently, about 3 days worth of rain, but this coming week looks like a lot of rain, so that could be the end of the story for a lot of these beautiful basils here. But I will keep you posted. I wish you the best. Happy farming, happy gardening, happy cooking, happy everything, and we'll see you next time.